Greetings and salutations, dear viewers. We are super late. It's 9:25. It almost feels like it's too late to do this at all.
Not my fault.
But we're here, I guess. I'm really sorry for the delay. Recording went way too long, and then we had to like prepare a big dinner after that. So
To be honest, I made the quickest thing I could think of making.
yeah.
And then halfway through making it, I realized, oh, these aren't chicken tenders, these are chicken breasts, and they take 50 minutes to cook, not 25.
So tonight has been an amalgam of things taking far longer than we expect to take.
Oops.
But we're here, we're up and running, we are good to go, and it is time to start up another Frägment Friday. We're probably not going to be going for nearly as long as usual tonight, because I have to sleep. So, without further ado, you'll notice we actually have a brand new friend joining us this evening, and that is Tengu Naka.
I call her Wop Wop Naka.
Wop wop Naka.
Wop Wop.
So, Barry went to the trouble of figuring out how to program in effectively the same thing as the Tengu into a little program, and she used my Miss Naka sprite. So, now I have a Tengu Naka.
That was so much fun. I learned so much about the audio object. I learned so much about how to, like, manipulate things based on audio input. I can, like, make a rhythm game now if I wanted to.
It does react to both of us, because both of our mics are actually going in through the same audio jack.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it defaults to listening to the whatever is the default mic.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I could maybe get around that if I did something like plugging mine into the same slot and setting mine as default, and then plugging yours into like the front audio jack or something. And then, I don't know, I'd have to make a little Barry sprite or something. You have to make a different Barry program.
But there's no way to choose what mic, though. So it would just default
Yeah,
to your
so
mic.
both of them would default to this one.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do them. We couldn't do a Barry.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just stuck. We got a Miss Naka with two voices.
And it does not change mouths, unfortunately. I can't, like... I mean, I suppose technically, if I wanted to go sprite, like, 5 different mouths... And
Yeah,
then,
you
like,
could, and then just say every time it hits this decibel, change to a different mouth.
Or if you, like, push a button on screen.
Yeah.
Or something, but...
So
I mean, I already have it so that if it hits a certain decibel, it gets the, like, huge mouth.
Oh boy! I don't know if I can get it that high.
Yeah, you've gotta, like, really scream.
I'm not gonna do it.
Maybe just blow into your mic.
No, they're hearing that. I'm gonna blow their ears out.
True.
So we are ready to get going with .hack Frägment. I'm going to start by booting up the server, and then we can hop on in. Yeah, we're not using our ears, don't worry. I'm used to chugga. Do your worst. That's mean.
It's true, though, actually. It's mean, but he's so excited.
Oh man, $3.14. Oh man, pie.
Hi!
From Duwang of Normal Names, who says, "Good evening, Naka and Barry. Good news, Toho Smash is now 185% funded.
That's a lot of funded.
Come on and fund so we can make 200%. Oh man, getting them stretch goals. Vote for Renosuke, and Wop Wop Naka is best waifu."
Her program name is actually Derp Naka because, I was having a lot of trouble getting the sound detection to work, and...
You had the text along the bottom for a little while.
I was originally using voice recognition until I, like, actually figured out how to do the, like, detecting volume thing. But I had the text from the voice recognition down on the bottom of the screen, and it was lovely.
Okay, so to go through my usual spiel, there's one person on already.
Oh,
Wham! Oh man.
I'm surprised we both got on.
Derp Naka best waifu. Sup, Wham?
Wham's the real tall guy, right?
Yeah. Okay, so, to go through my beginning spiel before we get going, this is Frägment Friday, and Frägment Friday is where I sit down and I play .hack Frägment. Now, $10 just in from Kaiser, who says, "Sup, Naka, hope you had an awesome B-Day. Also, mad props on Wop Wop Naka Berry. P.S. But Naka Eternal. It's Om Naka." But .hack Frägment, we've already seen pretty much everything that there is to see, but I'm going to give the spiel anyway. .hack Frägment is, much like the original .hack Quadrilogy games, lets you play through the game as your own character, and you can play it online, which means I can play with all of you. We're actually playing on my own private server, only 3 people can join at a time, and we're automatically put into a party together. But this means I get to not only play the game, but I get to play it with all of you, and that is super great. Also, I really like to, oh, if you want to join in, we've got a full party now, but if you want to join in, you'll see in the lower right-hand corner of the stream, it actually says the server name, which is Peach Boot.
Peach Boot.
Peach Boot. On top of that, one thing I really like about the stream is being able to chat with everybody. So not only while I'm playing, I'm also going to be attempting to read the chat. I will be preoccupied, so I apologize. I'm not going to be able to read every comment. If you really want to make an attempt to get my attention, put in the @Nakate, as Chaos and Twilight Winter have done. That just makes it stand out a lot easier to me when I get half a second to skim over real quick. Still no guarantees I'll read everything, but I'll try because I like talking to you guys and doing things and stuff. And not only am I playing, I'm also joined by Madam Berry. So there's that, and we're also joined by Wop Wop Naka.
Wop Wop Naka.
So there's all of that. On top of all of that, we also take donations during Frägment Friday, which you can see in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. We have the most recent tip and the highest tip of the day. The highest tip of the day also gets to choose a keyword to add to the server. We've had a pretty hefty number of keywords added to the server already, entirely due to you guys. So, I mean, this is everything here that's been added. Like, everything in English, anyway. Well, 15 area. That's not a bad area. I'll just keep it.
I'm tempted to say if somebody breaks Naka today, I might make a Wop Wop Berry.
Ooh.
Oh. I might.
So,
I might just for fun anyway, but whatever.
So the highest donator of the evening gets to choose a keyword to be added to the server. When you donate, if you feel like donating, first of all, I'm pretty sure it accepts pretty much any form of payment, credit, debit, I think e-check, PayPal, you name it. You can also donate anonymously. You can simply leave the namespace blank, and I'll have something say an amount of money came in from anonymous. I'm not told any personal information or anything. And you get to write a big comment that I will then read. So, bunch of neat stuff. Usually I have a game that I can actually give out as well, but I am not even remotely set up for this because we're running so late. So, I'll save that until next time, and I'll try to have a trailer and everything ready so you guys actually know what you're donating for. So, let's get going!
Oh, we're going places already!
We're going places, man!
Bear's own butts kittens? Is that where we are?
Yes. Now, since this is being run on my own server, I can actually look around and see... I mean, I have access to a map of the server, which means I have access to a map of the field or dungeon that we're currently in, which then shows me where things are.
Oh, these guys are weak to electric! I'm gonna nuke them. I'm gonna nuke them so hard, it's gonna be great.
So I can actually take a quick look and see where all of the various enemies are without having to use a fairy's orb.
'Cause you're a cheater.
I'm a cheater. And on top of that, I also know how many there are and how many are remaining. It's a big old turtle!
What the crap are you?
He's Earth. What's opposite to Earth?
I don't know.
Wow, Wham is like frickin' high level. He got 1 experience for that. Wham is wrecking.
Somebody asked how I wrote the Wop Naka program. I use an engine called Construct 2, and within that there's a user media object that'll detect like webcam and microphone. So I used that, and then I used the I put an analyzer on all of the input coming in through the through the microphone, so that it would tell how loud the thing is. That's the short of it.
And then, of course, the mouth scales according to the volume coming in. $1 in from Petty Fan. Oh man, Petty Fan. I have some of the best ideas. Sometimes. Tengu Naka forever. That's a turtle. Thank you very much, Petty Fan.
I'm out of SP.
I got a cougar bandana.
Oh! I think that was Wham. Thank you, Wham.
Wham's alright, man. More trees! I like the big enemies. It gives me a chance to actually, like, hit them. Get all that experience.
I challenge you to play every minigame that is coming in the Manderville Golden Saucer.
Oh my. Well, we'll see what's going on. I've never actually been a huge fan of the... What's the game called? Tetramasters? Triple Triad? It's the card game thing. I don't remember what it's called.
Triple Triad.
Triple Triad. I've never been a huge fan of that card game, though. So, I don't know. I like the collection aspect of it, but... Never been huge on the actual playing of it.
Barry's playing off a computer, right? I am.
We got the cable to potentially have her able to play on console alongside me, but sadly her PS2 is no longer with us.
It's so sad.
And my PS2 is on its last legs, so I really need to get around to ordering a new PS2. I wonder how much a fat PS2 costs, and if you can even get one new. I'd like not to get a used one if I can, but... Somebody out there look that up for me. What does it cost to get a new fat PS2? They like, I'm sure they don't even make fat... I'm sure they stopped making fat PS2s a long time ago.
I'm sure they did.
So getting a new fat PS2 is probably going to be like $500 or something ridiculous.
That's as much of it as a PS3. Crap, that's like as much as a PS4.
Let's see here. There are 3 more, and they're all in the northeast corner of the map. I'm gonna head southwest and see if we can loop around. Maybe that's faster.
Let's go. Oh!
Let's go, go, go.
I hear enemy.
Tree! The voodoo.
Alright, the guys what are weak to electric, I think.
Gotta stab him. Gotta get that experience.
Oh man, I'm almost level 9.
Oh man. Getting up there.
Yeah.
I can still get PS2s around my place, and they're $35-ish US. A fat PS2 for $30, is that new? Or is that used? I see 6 new on Amazon for $198. That sounds more realistic.
Wait, is no one gonna get this chest?
I'm busy stabbing a turtle. Field portals all open. I'll come get the chest.
I didn't get any experience because I was bewildered by nobody's getting this chest.
I was reading the chat and I got distracted. Refurbished. I'll take a refurbished one though. I mean, that's effectively new. The entrance is on the other side of this. Let's go to dungeon!
Dungeon!
So the refurbished PS2 was like $30. That's not bad. I know I've said I'm not a fan of strategy games, however, do I think that the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games would be something I'd do. I've always had a soft spot for roguelikes, especially if they're not complete and utter jerks. Granted, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, but I feel like it's something that I would at least entertain, but honestly, I've got enough on my plate that I really want to do that I wouldn't see myself doing it anytime soon. I've never actually even properly played any of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, and I'd want to play through one before I actually concluded that, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I've always liked those, like, giant pendulum axes. That are hanging over, like, completely useless space.
You actually had to dodge them in GU.
I know.
Would I ever consider LPing Fable? Doubtful. I'll never say no to anything. Because who knows what the future has to hold. But doubtful, if only because I'm really not a Western RPG fan. I'm not a very big Western RPG fan. So it's just not my kind of game at all.
Next.
Next. I'm trying to get out of the room. How do I feel about getting to fight Midgardsormr next patch? I am terrified.
Dude,
this thing took down the Garlean flagship. What am I supposed to do? I'm one person.
I can, like, fit under those cages.
What are my thoughts on Claddon X2? You'd actually know more about that than I do. I would. I did a first impressions of Claddon X2 ages ago.
I put so many hours into that game, and then my laptop died. And I'm so sad about my loss of data. But it's a pretty alright game. It's one of those games that, like, it gets challenging, but you're never, like, fed up with it. It's always, honestly, just dumb fun, no matter how hard it gets. Ow. That guy hurt.
Oh man, I leveled up.
Oh man.
Dark Knight. Just from what I played of it, it seemed pretty enjoyable, and I've been curious enough to at least want to look into the rest of it. And I know Dyron Kate started to do a Clad on X2 Let's Play, but sadly he never really got around to finishing it. I think that was around the time when maybe he still sort of wanted to do things, but he mostly just kind of... life took over and he disappeared from YouTube. Which is sad, I miss Dyron Cates.
It's kind of a long game. I mean, the dungeons themselves aren't particularly long, but there's a lot of them. I leveled up!
Oh man. This is a buy it now for 40 bucks in case I want to eBay it. Ooh.
I'm always super wary about eBay.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the... I mean, you can see, like, who's selling it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because if it's some guy that sold, like, one thing, then I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But I am actually going to click on that real quick. Just so I have it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see some people that just like do a lot of business on eBay and they've got like tens of thousands of sales. And you can see how people rated them and stuff. So when you see one of them like 10,000 salesperson with like 4.5 stars, reasonably reputable. I missed the door. GameStop has a fat PS2 refurbished for 50 bucks. I'll look at that too. Oh. It disappeared. There we go. If I were only playing games, I would probably not mind a slim PS2, but considering I actually have to mod it, I'm much more comfortable with a fat PS2.
Yeah, the Slim, at least depending on the model, I think the older... You're going this way. I think the older Slims you don't have to open up, but the newer ones, they fixed the exploit. Where you didn't have to open them up. So the newer ones, you do have to open up to get them to play, like, region-locked games or Frägment.
Yeah, and it's just an absolute hack job to get that thing playing Japanese games. Whereas, like...
There's tape and tissues in my PS2, and that's probably what broke it.
$2.04 in from Eternal Student Duang, who says, which sounds more glorious, CDI Toho or CDI.hack? Oh my. More glorious. I'm gonna go with CDI.hack. Because like Toho already has its PC 98 days, which was almost CDI. We missed a chest in that last room.
Huh.
I want a chest.
Opening up the PS2 itself, like just the act of opening it up, it's not hard. It's just, I don't like that idea, and I'm pretty sure it's what broke my PS2.
And, like, even what you have to do with it is, like, to get it to play, you've got, like, tissue and crap and holding things open and stuff jammed in different spots, and it's just an absolute hack job. Whereas, like, if I want to mod a fat PS2, I snap the little front cover to the disc tray off and I'm done.
Wham.
Like, it's that easy.
Wham.
Do I play or like Monster Hunter, and would I play the new one?
Wait, there's a chest back here too.
Man!
I think that's what Wham was freaking out about. But I couldn't see past Wham because Wham's huge.
As to Monster Hunter, I've always liked the idea of it, and I've been wanting to do something, but like, I don't know, man. I got enough to do. Like, if I sit down and play a game anymore for fun, I kind of want it to just be a silly little goofy game, and I've been having a ton of fun with Captain Toad, and I kind of want to play more Captain Toad.
Wham.
Is there like another chest in this room? Or is he just...
Wham. I keep freaking out every time, like, we pause going between rooms, because I'm like, oh, am I gonna disconnect? There's a chest back here!
Man! He's just spinning. $20 just in from Yggdrasil, who says, "Hey Naka, are you excited about anything from the latest Nintendo Direct? Also, keyword Arcana." That's a nice keyword. I missed it. I was linked it by the time I got to the link, it was done, and I'm yet to track down the actual video, which I'm positive is up on YouTube. It's up immediately.
Alright, don't run past this chest.
Did the big enemy drop a chest too?
I don't think so, no.
Any chance of a Captain Toad LP? I am not yet through the first chapter of the game, so I don't know enough about... I don't know enough far enough in to really make a judgment call. But so far it's been fun.
Jeez, they target straight for me. Like those water witch things.
My only concern is, like most mainline Nintendo games, and mostly just Mario and Zelda related stuff, but odds are I wouldn't be able to make money off of it. So I'm still not object to doing it, but I would want to figure out a good way to do it. Like, if I'm doing it and an RPG at the same time, then I should be... Since when I do RPGs, I kind of upload 2 videos for that. Those 2 videos should be making enough money to, like, cover for the one day that I'm not. And we just ran all this way for a bloody egg. Now we have to run, like, almost back to the entrance of this floor.
Bloody egg. Can't you see on the map which ones have treasures in them?
Yes.
I mean on that map?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, we've cleared out this floor, but yeah, it says where all the things are.
Okay.
Has little blue things for...
Gold egg.
Has little blue things for chests, has little yellow things for portals.
I like how it says gold egg, not golden egg.
Tofu Muffin is best healer.
Tofu tofu.
An amiibo for Toad, for Captain Toad. Oh my.
Huh.
How much money did Captain Toad cost? I actually got it for my birthday, but I'm pretty sure the game's like $30. Tofu is best muffin. I'm so happy that everybody really enjoys the tofu muffin videos. Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a huge amount of fun doing those. And I'm, like, super excited to do more.
Tofu? I don't know, I don't think muffins out of tofu would taste very good.
I want to enter every dungeon I go into and just say, like, I taste disgusting.
You need a macro. You just need to macro everything. That's what I'm doing. Wham! Wham!
How do I feel about the fact that North America doesn't get the smaller size new Nintendo 3DS and only gets the XL? Also, would I ever consider LPing Xenoblade Chronicles, since it requires the better CPU of the new Nintendo 3DS? For one, I feel like a Xenoblade Chronicles LP would be rough. It's a game I would want to know inside and out before I did a Let's Play of it, and to be honest, I've never even played it. So, I'm...
Alright, computer. You just go to sleep, because apparently I wasn't doing anything, even though I'm clearly playing a video game.
So, I don't know if I would have the time to devote...
Ah, I'm being smacked!
I'm trying to move!
Ow!
Man. I'm trying to attack the guy? God dang it.
Ow.
To be honest, though, the game hasn't, like, jumped out at me as something I would want to devote that kind of time to, though I'm sure it's fine. But,
No, get the chest!
I'm trying to talk! But due to that, I don't really see myself devoting the time up front to that game to prepare myself enough to even want to Let's Play it later on. So, as always, no, I'm not going to say no to anything, but I doubt it. As to Nintendo only getting the XL, to be honest, after playing a little bit with the modded XL that I have for recording purposes, I don't mind at all. I mean, as long as there's not a price difference, then whatever. As long as they're not, like... As long as we're not getting shorted out of a cheaper version of the same system.
On the note of, Xenoblade Chronicles, Chaka kind of went a little bit overboard with, like, the planning on it, but it took him 2 years just to plan the Let's Play. A year, 2 years, something like that. Like, just for planning. Just for planning out how he was gonna go about, because I think he's 100%ing it. So, like, that is an undertaking of an RPG.
Yeah, and I would most certainly, I wouldn't be doing a lot of the stuff he did, like, oh no, I'm gonna wait for this one specific weather for this cutscene. So, I wouldn't be doing crap like that, but I'm not gonna tackle an RPG and not 100% it. So, it'd be an undertaking. I wouldn't, like, I don't like doing a game and saying, yeah, there's more to do, but
Yeah, even as much as, well, like, the waiting for the specific weather thing, that's not part of, like, his 2 years or whatever of planning. Like, that was figuring out, like, when exactly he can do timed quests and what, like, the best progression would be, and there's apparently a lot of misinformation on Xenoblade Chronicles from, like, the wiki is wrong, random sources are wrong, as to, like, what scene, like, there's, like, affinity kind of scenes, so, like, as to what scenes get what affinity or whatever. Which for, like, 100%ing the game, you're gonna want to show off all that affinity-related stuff. Those, like, scenes that you can only see with max affinity. So...
And I think one person said that, like, he's kind of iffy about Chugga's... He's a little bit iffy about Chugga's Let's Play. $5 just in from Duang the Actually It's Carrot. Oh, hi, Carrot. Late happy birthday! Our birthdays are so close together, it makes me strangely happy. Also, Garuda is painful as a healer. She took me over an hour. I cried a lot.
Oh.
Get level 45 white mage gear first. I'm sorry to hear that.
Who was iffy on what?
Okay, one guy was iffy on Chugga's Xenoblade Let's Play because he cuts so much out that it feels more like a slideshow.
He mostly cuts a lot of superfluous battles and running around out.
And I will, granted I haven't seen the Xenoblades one, but I do know that he does have a tendency to move very, very quickly.
He does.
Through things. And that was even while I watched, I didn't really watch it, but I just stopped in to see a couple episodes of his Okami Let's Play, and he was covering ground in that Let's Play probably twice as fast as I covered ground. And, like, I wasn't wasting time or anything in my Let's Play either. He was just freaking booking.
Yeah.
And personally, that's not really something that I don't want to feel rushed when I'm watching somebody's. Gotta go down. I don't know, I have a lot of respect for the guy because the guy is, for a time he was, and he still is, to a pretty fair degree, the face of YouTube Let's Plays. And I have a huge amount of respect for him in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I'm not personally a huge fan of his videos. Not my cup of tea, despite how much respect I've got for the guy. Not that that's stopping any of you guys from liking him or anything. Don't go thinking anything. Personal preference crap. $1.99 in from Carrot Sticks Carrot Sticks the Anonymous. You thought it was Carrot, but it was I, Duang. Also, Sevico, it wasn't $2.
I'm so done with the two of you.
They're having fun. I don't even know who's donating anymore.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know who that is anymore. Is that Carrot? Is that Duang?
Sevico says he is the loud voice of LPs. He is. He's boisterous.
Well, I would say brief history of YouTube Let's Plays. When it all started out, it was very much a Mario ROM hack paradise. And that's where you got, like, Proton John was largely the major face of YouTube Let's Plays. And shortly after that, Let's Plays took off and became much, much more of a thing than, like, Mario ROM hacks. And that's kind of when Chugga stepped up. And Chugga became the next face of YouTube Let's Plays and stayed that way for a very long time. He stayed that way until... really until Let's Playing went semi-mainstream and you started getting people like PewDiePie. Where PewDiePie is honestly the face of Let's Plays right now, as much as many of us would hate to admit it.
There's a chest over here.
I'm coming. Like, granted, to be honest, I almost don't even consider what he does Let's Plays, but it's effectively, they're still Let's Plays, and he's still effectively the face of them.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Oh, God. They're right here. Hi. Oh, I'm gonna die, probably.
Not while Wham's on the scene.
He just spawned so close to me. I was afraid for my life.
I would say Chugga, though, is the face of not mainstream LPing, though. Like, if you wanted to get, like, people like PewDiePie, like the really big name, like, almost corporate-feeling Let's Players, if you put them aside, Chugga is the remaining face, I feel.
I would rather Markiplier be the face of Let's Plays right now. Markiplier is PewDiePie with glasses, so I'm honestly 6 to 1, half dozen the other. I have a good friend who's a huge fan of Markiplier and, like, made a Flash game for Markiplier, which he played, who, like, swears adamantly that he is not PewDiePie with glasses, but there's no amount of convincing me he is PewDiePie with glasses.
One guy asked, I have another Captain Toad question. I heard Toadette is in the game. How does that work? I actually don't know yet. I assume you have to play an amount of the game in order to unlock her. I don't know if you have to beat the whole game and then you can play it again with Toadette, or if, like, maybe you beat the first chapter and it unlocks Toadette for the rest of the game. I don't know yet. I know I'm about halfway through the first chapter, and I'm yet to... She's still being held captive by a very large bird.
You know what, Zach the Fallen brings up a good point. Let's not hate on people.
Yeah, I was trying not to... That's more for, I think that's more for the chat than anything, but, like, I don't like hating on people. And I think I've even said this before, but, as far as I can tell, PewDiePie is a pretty alright guy. Like, he does a lot of good things and tries to help out a lot of people. Like, even donating money to charities, getting word out for a lot of really important things. He's actually a pretty alright guy.
I think he's gotten a lot better, but I know in the past he used to be, I don't know what the word is. Not offensive, but like...
Insensitive, maybe?
Insensitive, yeah. Like, he'd make a lot of rape jokes and, like, just really gross things.
Yeah, and
that, no,
I
don't do that. That's not okay.
Yeah, I won't hold that against his personality, as that would just be more of a, like, sense of humor, style of humor thing.
It's not
but
humor, though. Like, that...
But it does take... I'm not saying it's good.
I'm just saying, like, the kind of person that would make that kind of, those kinds of jokes, and he's gotten a lot better. I don't think he does that anymore. I think his taste and his awareness of what's okay to make a joke out of has gotten a lot better, as far as I know.
Well, and that's what I would put more to core personality, as opposed to more so saying that, like, he's changed and become better. Because, like, yeah, he's become much less offensive and insensitive over time. But I think the very fact that he, like, listened to people and realized that, like, hey, people don't think this is cool, I should stop, instead of going like, oh, but it's funny, shut up. So, again, like, I think he's an alright guy, but personally, I don't like his videos at all.
I'm just saying that it takes a certain person to think that's okay in the first place. And you can, as a core person, change.
I think we've gone on this topic long enough.
Okay. Oh man, a wild chest spawned.
Dungeon portals, all open!
Oh.
It's a 4-floor dungeon, and we are right here.
Oh. Where am I? I'm lost. Let's do an awakening!
Well, I'd really like to.
Ham or turkey? Ribs. Now I want ribs.
Ham.
No ribs?
Ribs are alright.
I want barbecue ribs. I want smoked ribs.
Want to get out and save?
Yes.
Let's talk about great LPers and positive attitudes. That is Raocow. All in one.
Raocow is terrifying sometimes, actually. But now that I'm out, somebody can take my place if they want.
If you want to talk about a great LPer and having a positive attitude, I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure Raocow is some kind of saint. Like, I remember the whole deal where, the one guy said that he was, like, dying of cancer or whatever to try to trick people into playing his ROM hack. And he got a lot of people to do it. He got, like, Proton John and Raocow and a bunch of people to play his Let's Play his ROM hack. And then when they found out that he was lying, like, everybody was just up in arms going, "Man, his son of a gun!" Rah! And Raocow legit just came up and said, "Honestly, that makes me happy. Because that's one less person that's dying of cancer." And, holy crap! Are you some kind of saint or what? He just tricked you and he conned you into doing this Let's Play. Completely out of malicious intent, and you're thankful. And pleased.
To be honest, like, conning somebody into doing a Let's Play is probably one of the least offensive, or like least terrible things you could con somebody into. When you compare it to, like, I'm dying of cancer, donate so I can get better. I know it's the principle of the thing. It's like hijacking somebody's business, but like...
Well, it's not even the principle of it, but just the very idea that, like, hey, this guy is... I'm gonna go tell everybody I'm dying from cancer and get them to feel really bad for me, and then come back later on and go, "Lol, I'm not."
That's what I meant by that's the principle of it. So it is... Okay. We're done.
I don't know, you're like being really... I don't know what's up, man, but you're trying to shoot me down every step of the way tonight.
You're wrong. No, I'm not. You're wrong.
Okay,
You're wrong.
where are we going?
Nowhere, because you're wrong.
Can I get a level 14 area? I don't want to know if I want to go to a level 15.
No.
Because I think both of these guys are lower level than...
14 is incorrect. Okay, I'll stop.
Thank you. I got 2 peeps in. I'd check their names, but I'm busy trying to find a level. Ah, crap, that was a 14. I kind of want a 13, actually.
Marty... Queen... Rio...
Another 14. I want a 13, come on. There we go. 13, go! What is my favorite city in Final Fantasy XIV? Gridania, man. Gridania all the way. Unfortunately, I found I can actually have too much Raocow, so I had to unsub him. You don't have to unsub him, you just, like, don't watch a video for a little while. Watching them is your decision. Where are we going? Going this way? Going this way!
I'm going to be slightly quiet for a little while because my ear hurts.
Wild chest appears. Here, a guy. Ah, he glitched through me. He, like, blinked. And then he was on my other side. Oh, there's a couple of them. And one's a tree. Tree!
Oh no!
Okay, I cured him. Back to stabbing a tree.
Oh, did Wham go?
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder who Marty Guiones is.
I think I've seen both of these people before.
I know, Zulashtar's Z-Sword, right?
I think so. Would I ever be interested in helping get a fan-made Utopia 3 off the ground? I think that'd be pretty cool. I remember somebody was trying to drum up some ideas about that on the forum a pretty fair amount of time back, around the time I did Utopia 2. Somebody's trying to drum up ideas for that, and honestly, I don't think much of what they came up with really fit a Utopia feel, though. And that is something to be really aware of. Is like, if you want to make a game, you can't just like go start making what you think is. If you want to make like a fan sequel to something, you can't just go make something that you think is cool. You have to actually make an attempt to be loyal to the style of the game. Like if you want to make something appear to be a proper game. Like if you're trying to make an Utopia 3, it's got to feel like an Utopia game. And if memory serves, they were coming up with like this really big elaborate story and let's see, where are we going? Heading this way. Have I ever played any of the Shantae games? If so, have you played the newest one? I have not yet played. That's a big bird.
It's a pretty big bird, yeah.
It just came flying over the hill as I was running off. I've not yet played the newest one, Pirate's Curse. I want to, but I have not yet had the opportunity. I did play Risky's Revenge.
Opportunity?
I did play Risky's Revenge when it first came out. And it was super great, and I was super excited for it when it came out. Honestly, I really need to go back and play the first Shantae.
Oh, my tablet's upside down.
See, the funny thing, one person mentions that, like, none of the towns are perfect. And no, none of the towns are perfect. I wouldn't say Gridania's problem is that they're full of tree-hugging zealots, because liking nature isn't inherently a bad thing. And honestly, the zealot comes from the fact that they mostly praise the elementals, and this makes a little bit more sense in 1.0, where the elementals were actually really strong. But they praise the elementals because the elementals would wreck you. It's one of those, like, do this or you'll disturb the elementals, and then you go, what do I care about the elementals? And then one steps on you. And that's the end of it. And then they sit back and go, yeah, I see what we told you about praising the elementals? Try harder next time and that won't happen. And now they've lost a lot of They've lost a lot of the power of the elementals, and in turn they've lost a lot of the strength of the forest. And with a lot of the strength of the forest lost, they've lost a lot of their way of life. And that's kind of a rough thing. Field portals all open. I would say Gridania's bigger issue is that they're, what's the word?
Xenophobic?
Xenophobic, yeah. They're really, if only because they're, like, very worried of the way that outsiders could affect things, they're really not nearly as open to, like, assistance from other people or other people getting into the 12's wood and doing things, and it's just kind of a rough time. And they don't really trust anybody that well. Though if you want to talk about xenophobic, let's talk about them Ishgardians. Bird! The dragon says this way.
This way?
So I take it you enjoy the story. How about the side class stories? So side class, you mean like the job stories? Like the pugilist or monk story? Yeah, we want to go left. Because those stories I do actually enjoy. Some of them are better than others. The freaking pugilist story, man, is great. I wanted to tell the story of the last member of Murdoch's lineage collecting heavenly treasures to purge the essence of dearth from the hearts of the world. I think that sounds pretty spiffy. I mean, I don't know a lot of details from there, but I think that's a really good start. And honestly, it doesn't need to be that much more complicated than that. I mean, it's a Newtopia game. You can have little bits of story here and there, but, like, for the most part, the story's not that big. I wish I was high enough level to actually use my skills intelligently. Do I want to see a Mega Man Legends 3? I would like to see a Mega Man Legends 3, if only because I really like the Mega Man Legends games. But I don't think a Mega Man Legends 3 is needed or necessary. It'd be cool to have, but, like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If only because a lot of people cite that the story was left so open at the end of Legends 2, but it really wasn't left that open. Like, hey, dungeons opened up. Big whoop, there were dungeons there already. Mega Man stuck on the moon. That was sort of intended to be a joke, not a plot device. So, like, I don't think it's needed or necessary, but I do think it'd be super cool if we got one. If only because, like, frickin' Mega Man Legends, man. What you got against Mega Man Legends? What would I think if there were a Misadventures of Tron Bond sequel? That'd be interesting. I've not actually played the first one, though, so I don't know what where exactly it would go. How do I feel my Let's Play style has changed since I started? I like to think I've matured a lot. And instead of just being, like, screamy and making noises, I wasn't really screamy early on. But instead of just kind of like making noises and stuff, I like to think I actually try to bring some more mature, more intelligent discussion and like actual like articulation and analysis of games. Like, I like to think I've just gotten more mature in my approach to it overall. Would I like to see a new entry in the Okami series? Personally, I think we've got one entry in the Okami series too many. You only really needed the one game. They kinda did everything you needed to do in it.
But Chibi Terasu is so cute.
And, like, honestly, Okamiden kind of rode on the fact that Chibi Terasu was adorable. Because it didn't have a lot else going for it.
Shh.
Slep. Gosh darn slep. Darn that slep.
Why you gotta hate on the adorable tiny dog? That's like hating on Chibi Koro-chan.
Oh, he's adorable. I'm not gonna argue that. What do I think about the upcoming Digimon Adventure Try? I think it looks super cool, and it makes me wish I both knew Japanese and had a system that could play it. Think of the chibis, Naka.
No, but seriously, think of the chibis. Why would you do this? Why do you hate them so much?
I don't know, man. I think they just gotta step up.
You're so...
They can't just ride on the fact that they're adorable.
You're so insensitive. Chibis.
They gotta work. They gotta work to be better people. To be accurate, intelligent things with their own pros and cons and qualities. They can't just keep falling back on the fact that they're chibi. It's in their name, but, like, they gotta be more than that. And they can do it, I believe in them. What is the thing in video games that's always annoyed me? Removing control from the player. Or, affecting the controls of the player in an annoying way. And this goes to things like ice physics is a big one. Ice physics, or like spontaneously being blown around by gusts of wind. Or like running over to try to make a jump or something and getting bound in place. And then, like, just at that moment, I'm going like, yeah, dang it, I was trying to do a thing, why am I bound? You know, I've been taking all the chests, but if you guys want some chests... someone says Try is an anime coming in the spring. The anime I haven't heard about. I just saw the game, which I assumed was Try, but I saw the game coming out soon. I assumed that was what we were talking about. Which Dot Hack series, GU or the original quadrilogy, do I think was better designed? That's a rough one. Because I think the original quadrilogy is better representative of what an actual MMO would be and play like. But as far as a game that's actually got like interesting mechanics and gameplay that like is just kind of a joy to mess with, I think GU handles that better because GU attempted to as opposed to just trying to mimic an MMO. GU tried to just be its own fun game, but in the process, I think they lost a lot of that MMO-ness, so it's a little rough there, if you look strictly at it mechanically like that. Personally, I prefer the original quadrilogy, but what are you gonna do? That's personal preference, though. Not so much an objective, like, which one do I think is better. Oh, that's right, Try is the one with the original Digidestined? Heck yeah, I've been hearing about that crap. I am super hype. It's the original Digidestined, yo! I know, I've been slept. You're right, the first Digimon movie was so freaking good. Well, the first 2/3 of it, anyway. So freaking good. I hate that they come back now and they just have Omnimon being a, like a DNA digivolution between, what is it, Metal Greymon and, what is it, Wargreymon, or something like that. Wargreymon, something. $2 in from Emmy Wisp. Thanks to your LP, I'm planning to buy Other M in the not-too-distant future. I've always enjoyed your way of looking at things to see the good in things. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
But I've never liked that they made Omnimon just a DNA digivolution between them, because it was so much more than that. It was the two of them combining, but also combining with the spirits of everyone who was watching. It was the strength of not just the two Digimon with their forces combined, but with the spirits of all the boys and girls who were watching and cheering them on. And it could frickin' wreck anything. It's frickin' Omnimon, man. Where am I going? Where are we going? We just came down. Let's go this way. Wargreymon, Metal Gurumon. There we are. I had it, like, almost. Which dungeon am I least looking forward to healing? Maybe Aurum Vale, if only because there's so much poison and dots and crap in there. Been slept. Guess it doesn't really matter which direction we go in. Could I be any more ham-tastic? I could try. A lot of it just kind of comes naturally, though.
Be a ham.
Ham. What is best ham? Christmas ham. Battle ham. Man, I don't even remember what that was from. I gotta blow my nose super bad.
Oh no.
I keep grabbing the chest. I don't mean to. It just comes naturally. Who is my favorite storyline enemy in Final Fantasy XIV? I do really like Garuda. If only because it's really hard to top those levels of crazy. Like, the degree of crazy that lady has. What server am I on in Final Fantasy XIV? My Isami character is on Hyperion, whereas my Tofu character is on Genova. Gonna stab you.
Oh no.
Oh man, oh man.
Did someone level up?
Zwulash leveled up.
Oh man.
I gotta blow my nose super bad.
Oh no.
Give me a second. I'm gonna take my headset off.
That's probably a good idea. The stream is mine now. Ah ha 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 ha. I have taken over. It is mine now.
Oh no.
Ah ha ha ha. Oh no! The Naka's reign is returning! No!
I may take some nose medicine or something before bed. Because I feel like my left nostril is trying really hard to just like it gets swollen. What do I think games like Other M get the rep of being the worst game ever when there are clearly worse games out there? To be honest, I think it's unhealthy. But I think a lot of it just comes from people who hold a series way too near and dear to their heart, to the point that anything involving that series that isn't 100% how they want it to be is treated as a personal attack. Like, really, it's people taking ownership of something that isn't theirs, and then taking it way too personal. And acting as though it is theirs. I think that's mostly it, to be honest.
I think it has a lot more to do with disappointment.
I mean, there's disappointment, but the level of outright hate that there is, like, towards Other M is a thing to behold. Disappointment is a large aspect of it, but I think the reason the disappointment is interpreted how it is because, and as harshly as it is because of that sense of ownership, almost. Because, like, I've been disappointed by a lot of things, but, like, I don't think I've ever gotten that angry and upset about something. And, like, maybe I'll rant and rave about something now and then, but, like, for the most part, I'm goofing. And, like, I'll rant and rave and goof about, like, I don't like Metroid Fusion, brr. But, like, at the end of the day, I just kind of sit back and say, honestly, it wasn't that bad a game. If you guys like it, more power to you. Go have fun. Play them games. Whereas, like, if you try to defend the fact that you like Other M, you will be crucified. Just... Slightly more upbeat question, what do I think was the weirdest choice for a playable character in the new Smash? Dungeon portals, all open! I'm leaning towards either... Honestly, I'm leaning towards either the Xenosaga guy, or, whoever those two guys were that look almost identical.
You just really don't like Shulk.
And I say that if only because I'm not gonna say they're bad characters or that the games are bad or anything, but like what we've got in Smash are like absolute classics. We've got Mario, we've got Sonic, we've got Link, we've got frickin' Pac-Man, Mega Man. And then like to drop somebody in from... Oh, this was one of the time trial dungeons. To drop somebody in from a more recent game like that, then especially someone who's only had like one game appearance, it just feels a little weird to me.
They were probably doing it because they were gonna launch the new thing.
Yeah, probably half of it is that they want to build up some hype for the characters to like help not only with did I say Xenosaga? I meant Xenoblade.
Yes.
Did I mean Xenoblade?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you're suddenly talking about somebody very different.
Yeah. But a lot of it is probably because it is a more recent game and they're building up hype for that game, and then if there's enough hype up, building up hype for a potential sequel. So some of it's marketing, which is understandable. I want to leave already!
Well, there is the,
Dang it.
Xenoblade X thing, too. Which, pretty much a sequel.
What about Duck Hunt Dog? Okay, Duck Hunt Dog was a little weird, but...
Don't hate on Duck Hunt Dog. Duck Hunt was one of my favorite, or one of my first games. Not favorite.
$1.01 in from Duanganon, who says, "It's Xenoblade! I'm quite disappointed in you, mister. Only $1 for you." Oh no. Duck Hunt Dog was a little bit weird, but to be honest, like half the characters are like fun joke characters, and like I feel like Duck Hunt Dog was kind of in that house where like they put him in because like, yeah, he's a really recognizable character. It's one of the original NES games that was packaged with the NES more often than not. So like super recognizable, super memorable, but like is it a good character to actually put in a fighting game? Not really. But it's more of a joke for people to go, "Oh man, it's that guy."
Just don't hate.
So, yeah. I like that he's made friends with the duck, though.
Of course he has.
While Fire Emblem Awakening is a new game, the characters are very iconic and memorable to me. There's my 2 cents. And if they are to you, more power to you. I guess I think of it more in terms of, like, are we going to remember that character 20 years from now? Is it going to be like this big important thing 20 years from now that makes us look back and go, yeah, that was the moment? Or is it going to be like, hey, this is an alright, it was like a really good game that came out. I remember that game, it was a pretty good game. And, like, I don't know, because, like, it's 20 years in the future, who the crap knows?
I feel like if they're just gonna go for characters that are super memorable forever, they're not gonna have many choices.
Yeah, and that
Like,
is also true.
They've gotta put people in.
Yeah, and that is also true. We've been getting a lot of more interesting things, though, and I'm not so much saying it was a bad idea to put them in. I think it does make a lot of sense to put them in, but I mean, the question was just like, what do I think was some of the more weird ones to put in, and those just struck me as a little standout as being just not quite fitting with the rest of the flow of the game. But, that's just me. On that note, it is also getting really late, and it is time for bed.
Oh.
And I think I'm going to call it here before we go into another dungeon. I'm sorry we've had such a short stream tonight. The high donator of the evening was Yggdrasil, who did in fact suggest a keyword Arcana, so we're going to be adding that one to the server. But that aside, until next time, everyone, I think I'm going to call it. Thank you very much to everybody who joined in to play along. Thank you very much to everybody who donated. And all of you, good night.
Good night.